What's going on, everyone? We're going to talk about the stock market closing live on Friday. We're going to break down who's doing good today, who's not doing so good, what stocks are on my watch list, who I'm going to invest in the upcoming weeks, talk a little bit about SoFi, we'll talk about some Palantir. So right now I'm looking at the stock market closing. Lemonade on my watch list is having the best day so far. They're up 4.5%. If we look at them for the week, they're still down 5.5% this week. But Lemonade, is a really interesting play if you have like a long-term horizon on the stock market. Lemonade is not profitable right now, but eventually they could become profitable. 3 months, they're down 10%, and in the past year, they're up 8%. So they have a lot of room left to grow, I think. I think this stock could easily be a $20 to $25 stock in the future. We'll see what holds for Lemonade. Let's take it look at some other stocks. Revolve is up 4.5%. MPW, Medical Properties Trust, is another stock that I really like. It's a REIT for medical properties. They're up 3.4%. They pay a pretty good dividend, so I like them as well. Intel's up 2%. Energy Transfer is a great dividend play. I really like Energy Transfer. They're up 2.5% right now. And over the past month, they're up 2.2%, up 8% over the last 3 months, and up 14% over the last year. But they have an 8.5% dividend yield at the current valuation. This is a stock, if you're into selling cash covered puts, awesome. If you want to sell cash covered put at $13.1250, if you get that price for them, the dividend yield will be even higher than it currently is. All right, let's check out some other stocks for today. I had a busy day closing out options. Fridays are always a busy day for me because I'm buying and selling and closing out some of my option plays. I've been doing a lot of straddles on CleanSpark. The Bitcoin miners have finally taken a little bit of a breath. So I'm selling covered calls and I'm selling puts in that $15 to $14 range. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing currently in the stock market. All right, Moderna's up 3.5% today. And LIT, that's the Global Lithium Battery Tech ETF. That's a cool ETF if you're into like the battery tech technology. And let's see, SoFi is pretty much flat all week. Let's see how SoFi is doing. As you guys know, I'm a huge shareholder in SoFi. I own currently around 4,000 shares of SoFi. So over the past week, up 10% this week. You can't beat that. We're trading in that $9 range. In the past month, we're up 16%. 3 months, 13%. And over the past year, up 34%. So if you're a SoFi investor, the market returns when this stock is, $7, $8. I mean, it's a good buy range. Even anything under 10, I like SoFi. SoFi is up, 10% on the week. So a pretty solid week for SoFi investors. All right, let's take a look at some other stocks on my watch list. Enphase Energy is up 2% this week. Airbnb is up 1% today. Chewy's up 1.47%. Chewy's going to be reporting earnings relatively soon. So that's a stock I definitely have on my watch list. I mean, Chewy has been decimated. They're trading in that $17, $18 range right now. And last year it was $40 a share. I think it peaked at during all the COVID craziness, and it peaked over $100 a share during all that COVID craziness. They're trading at like a $7.8 billion market cap right now. I like that stock. I think I have a couple hundred shares of Chewy. I don't have a huge position in Chewy, but I do like that stock. I think it's going to make people money in the long term for sure. Shopify's up about 0.80%. Amazon 0.8% up today. So not a bunch of huge movement in the stock market today, but Amazon's up about 2% for the week, around 12% for the month, and 23% over the past 3 months. Past year, 87%. Amazon continues to just outperform the market consistently year after year after year. I really like Amazon stock. And if you're invested even in ETFs, you're going to be exposed to Amazon, but you can't beat that. The VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, up about 1% today, which is good for an ETF, man. 1% days on ETFs, and the market cap is about $400 billion on VOO. I mean, guys. Woo! And the top 10 holdings in VOO are Apple at 7%, Amazon at 3.5%, Google around 3% between the Google Class A and the Google Class C shares, Berkshire Hathaway at 1.6%, Microsoft at 7%, Nvidia at 3%, Meta around 2%, Tesla 1.7%, and JP Morgan closing out the top 10 at 1.2%. You can't go wrong with VOO. If you want to just set it and forget it, VOO is the way to go. Or VOOG. I like that ETF too. That's a growth version of VOO, and they're a little more concentrated, so you're going to get, a little more higher price action on the upside as well as the downside. All right, what's going on? Who's got some bad days today? Fubo TV is down 8%. If you're a follower of Jeremy at Financial Education, he likes Fubo TV. I'm not a fan. I think there's way too much competition. In that space, I like a company more like Warner Brothers Discovery, who were the first company to turn a profit with their streaming platform. So I think in the long term, Warner Brothers Discovery is going to be an absolute cash cow. All right, we got CrowdStrike at negative 3%. Warner Brothers Discovery down 1.1%. And all right, guys, that's wrapping up the day for Friday, March 1st on the stock market. Not too much to write home about. Pretty much a flat day in the markets. We had some winners like Lemonade and Revolve Group and Moderna up 3%. But for the most part, it's been a pretty slow Friday. Not a lot of stuff is going on crazy. Bitcoin is pretty flat too. All these major indices are pretty much flat. For the stock market, if you're trading covered calls and puts, this is kind of where you want to be. You want to straddle this, make some cash. I'm going to head out, guys. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. Peace.